Music power.
By 2003, the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater franchise had been the dominant force in the skateboarding games genre. While games like Grind Session and MTV Skateboarding try and fail to replicate what made THPS successful, and it wouldn't be until 2007 that another franchise would come up and rival THPS. After 4 successful entries, Neversoft would decide to ditch the Pro Skater moniker and go for a more story-driven approach. So in October of 2003, Tony Hawk's Underground will release on PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Pro Skater 4 would ditch the 2-minute timer in favor of more open-ended levels and missions. Thug would be the first Tony Hawk game with a full-blown story mode and cutscenes involved, and it had a very big emphasis on customization. This game wasn't about playing as famous pro skaters anymore, it was about you and how you can rise up from local skater to pro. The game is also full of new features to the series like getting off your board, climbing objects, and controlling vehicles, which we will certainly get to because boy do I have things to say about that. And create a trick. This allows you to create your own special trick, which I never mess with it apart from the times the story made me do it, so I'm not really going to talk about it. The game opens in an unnamed town in New Jersey with your character in your room building a board, when your friend Eric Sparrow informs you to get dressed for the upcoming demo with Chad Muska. The game immediately shows off the new feature of getting off your board when you're tasked to grab Eric's board off in wheels. This was a first for the series, as getting off the board before was never an option. Speaking of gameplay for a brief moment, the game feels really fluid and fun. I didn't notice any weighty physics like the later Tony Hawk titles. It feels fast and fun, just the way a THPS title should. After skating with Eric and showing him up, you make it just in time to see Muska's demo, and it's here where we get one of the best cutscenes in video game history.
Yo, check this out. Concert in there. I also had bulletproof siding put in and 7 screens for my DVD player. Muska, chillin'. Where? Australia?
See? That's how you hook it up. I mean, what's he done? Popped down a few rails and he's traveling the world, living like a king.
Eric expresses how much he wants to be like Chad Muska, and your character, after impressing Muska by giving a high score, is given a free board and told to get tried sponsored by the local skate shop. After impressing the locals a few times, you meet Stacy Peralta, who is the owner of the skate shop, and he tells you to make it sponsor me tape with no local spots in Jersey. Now, after a run-in with the local drug dealers, Eric and the player are forced to leave Jersey and go to New York, and it's here where the game introduces many of the required vehicle missions. You have to chase down the drug dealer's Escalade, and these just don't feel good. I think they were, I don't want to say rushed, but I think they're just way too clunky and weighty for me. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Is it terrible? Yes, in my opinion. If you like it, good for you, but I thought it was terrible. Getting to New York, your character and Eric need to find a filmer to make said tape, and after setting a taxi on fire and gabbing over it a few times, Peralta puts your character on the team. Peralta sends us to Tampa to compete in the Tampa and contest, which is actually a real-life skating contest that is highly anticipated every year if you didn't know. On the way there, you and Eric are stopped by police over a pretty funny bumper sticker, to be honest, and the cutscene is actually pretty funny, so I'm gonna play it.
One busted taillight. Violation. One bad bumper sticker. Big mistake, you punks.
It's not our car, man. We borrowed it. We like cops.
Aren't you white meat supposed to be out fighting real crime? Like figuring out where that missing sprinkled donut went?
Oh, that's real funny, smartass. Kiss your little roller skating contest goodbye. That is, unless your buddy here wants to do us some favors.
So the cop makes a deal with you that if you do favors to the police department, they will let Eric out, and after completing said favors, including getting donuts for cops because donut joke, Eric gets revenge by stealing a cop car and jumping it into the river. These missions still play terribly. Finally free, you can focus on the Tampa Am only to see that Eric forgot to sign you up. Thankfully, Tony Hawk just happens to be there and you impress him enough to get in. And I wonder how Tony got you in. Did he just go, I'm Tony Hawk and I say he's in the contest? Either way, you enter the contest and beat Eric Sparrow and the others. During my run, I actually ran into Eric and knocked him off his board, and it reminded me of the ending scene of Street Dreams, if anybody remembers that movie.
Troy, you're in my way. So you're just gonna shoulder check me? You don't want to get shoulder checked? Stay out of my way.
So you defeat Sparrow in the contest, and a bunch of pro skaters swarm you and offer you sponsorships. And they actually play a bunch of skateboard videos for each company to try and sway you into pick one. And fun fact, in the Element one, there's actually a hymn song that plays in the background, but it's not in the game's soundtrack, and I'm not okay with that. Oh, and by the way, I chose Element because bam, bored. Getting to San Diego, you meet the team manager Todd, who turns out to be quite the scumbag. And I'll be honest, I am not a fan of the San Diego level at all. I don't think it's bad in terms of design, I just never liked it. This story arc of the mission, this part of the game's story, just never really cared for. Nothing major happens in San Diego except that Eric somehow gets picked on the team and there's a big team demo. Then after the team fly to Hawaii, and after completing some goals, the big moment in Hawaii comes when you decide to gap 2 buildings with a helicopter in between. You land it and Eric records it. Next in Vancouver, when they're premiering the new team video at Slam City Jam, which by the way, this level has arguably the worst goal in the entire franchise, Leaf Blower Racing. I think vehicles in this game suck in general, but the leaf blower handles like trash, and I hate it. This did not need to be in a skateboarding video game, in my opinion. I'm not saying you cannot have vehicles in a skating game, but make it work. After that mess, you quickly rush to the arena to see your new part in the video, only to find out you don't even have a part and Eric stole your Hawaii gap. How? I don't know. I guess he went back and did the trick himself, because I doubt he has the skills to edit our footage to look like he did it. And they actually make him pro off of this. We confront him and he kind of just leaves your character high and dry. So you enter the pro contest, forcing your team to make you pro and win. This introduces the custom deck feature, which is not bad actually. It's very basic in nature, but it's a solid attempt for a custom, board mechanic. Next up is the Moscow level. It's relatively short and narrative-wise. Bam, who is in freezing Russia weather with no shirt on, is admiring tanks, which later gives a drunk Eric Sparrow the idea to drive one. You crash it and a rock lands on the top of the tank, getting you stuck. Eric runs off and the Russians capture you and put you in jail. Todd, not wanting to pay the damages, kicks you off the team and it says, put on the parents, which gives me a funny question. Where are the parents in this game? I know it's not something you should really think about, but like, just for the sake of, for fun, where are the parents? Unless our character is 18, has his own house in Jersey, which, impressive. The US Embassy frees you, and to get out of Russia, you must do favors like get ingredients for a hangover, or pick up some girls in a car, which, again, these car missions are terrible. I hate them so much. Finally, you get the final mission to escape Russia, but they put this stupid green filter over the screen like it's Metal Gear Solid or something. This mission is actually not hard. I mean, I struggled with it because I forgot the path to go, but it's actually not that bad of a mission, to be honest. By the time your character gets back to Jersey, clearly some time has passed, as when we see Eric next, he has his own car and bodyguards. Your character confronts him and he kind of just tells you to screw off. So you link back up with Stacy Peralta and you get the idea to start your own team. You recruit pros of your choosing and film a video, and I say that with quotations because you film lines and combos with them, but they just end up using the pro videos, which is not bad. It's not a complaint, but I feel like it would have been kind of nice if it showed our actual combos in a style. The video premieres, and after, Eric confronts you with the Hawaii gap and challenges you one final time. And this final goal. Okay, look, I'm not the best at the Tony Hawk games, I'll be the first to admit that, but this challenge really pisses me off. I remember struggling with it as a kid, and I struggle with it now. I just kept missing grinds and objectives, and I just got so annoyed. I ended up I ended up safe stating and cheating. But I can recognize this is not a game issue, this is a skill issue, which, as much as I hate that term, this is what it is. From the other people I've talked to and videos I've seen, this isn't that hard, so I guess I'm bad at the game, so feel free to roast me in the comments for my trash THPS skills. You defeat Eric and he freaks out over it. And that's the end of the game. Beating the game a second time just has you punch Eric instead of skating with him, which is the much better ending, by the way. Beating this game unlocks Iron Man, Gene Simmons, and if you beat it on 6th difficulty, Chud, which is a parody of a horror movie. Beating the game also unlocks the level Hotter Than Hell, which is a giant Kiss concert. It's not the best thing ever, but as a Kiss fan, I enjoy it, so I'm not going to complain. You can also unlock some classic THPS 2 levels like School 2 and Venice. This was like the first time that older levels appeared in the series because THPS 2 was only 3 years old when this game came out. Overall, I think that Tony Hawk's Underground is the best Tony Hawk game ever released. Despite the trash car mechanics and some very annoying missions, I'd give this game a very respectable 8 out of 10, a 9 even. Go try it out, I recommend it. Somewhere down the line we will get to Underground 2 and maybe the skate games. That was one of the options for the vote, but Thug ended up winning. But thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you like this review. I'm working on a big project that should come out soon. I don't know when. I'm going to try and have it out before Thanksgiving. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. I'm out.